Alright folks, so out on the trails today with Jesse. We're going to be doing an overnighter in the local woods, place where we tend to hang out quite often. We're going to be checking out a few things. We found a spot that's going to be a good spot to call home for the night. But there was a windstorm that rolled through here just last week. And you can see the damage here. I'll give you a quick look, but we're going to have to be kind of cautious of the spot that we pick to make sure there's no widowmakers hanging over our hammocks, because that would make for a bad night. So this is the trail, kind of all tore up by this big tree that came down, and it was a live tree, but the beach it seems, and completely blocking the trail. So we have to take a little detour, but not the end of the world. You see the trail is kind of all flooded out due to the heavy rains. Trees are down from the heavy winds. Well, it's not supposed to rain today, and it's not supposed to be windy, so that's a plus. All right folks, I'm just gonna give you a quick look where we're at. So we're basically at a beaver pond here, and you'll see right over here there's a dam that goes across the pond, and that's how we're gonna get across. We're gonna walk across the top of the dam, get over to the other side, hang a left, and we should be pretty much at the camp, and then we'll set up. But this time of year the dark kind of sneaks up on you, so we'll head on over there, get our camp set up, find some good firewood, and then get our dinner going, because I don't know about Jesse, but I'm getting pretty hungry. So I'll just give you a quick another pan of the area so you can see what we're looking at, and absolutely beautiful here. All right, so I made it across the dam. If you guys saw my video back when I did that a VR for Maritime Spook for crossing the dam, this is the same one, but this time there was a lot more vegetation on it. It was an interesting crossing, but still lots of fun. So just gonna try to catch my breath here, and then we're gonna move on and get over to the camp. That's right folks, here we are at camp. Got everything set up. We found this little kind of abandoned hunter's camp. There's a lot of trash and shit all over the place, but we're gonna pick that up before we leave, give you a look at that. But I got my setup over here all set up, batten down the hatches a little bit because it's gonna get cold tonight, around 11 degrees. And Jesse's got his setup over here. He's got a Hennessy hammock. I'm in my hammock room. He's all set up, looks like a pretty cool setup. And I'll give you a quick look around camp. So somebody's been doing stuff around here, I guess building blinds and whatnot, but you can see right over here they've left all kinds of trash and crap here. We're gonna pick that up, or get rid of some of it anyway. I don't think we have enough gear to carry all that crap out. But tonight's supper, we got some cinnabar chanterelles and a couple of regular chanterelles, and whoops, and a pair of big beauty steaks we'll be slapping on the grill. So right now guys, I gotta go around, pick up some sticks, and get a fire started, and get supper going, because I'm hungry and we're starting to lose light. Wow, the mosquitoes are bad, eh?
Yeah. Let's get a fire going.
There we go. 4 Directions bushcraft, baby. Can't go wrong. I'll give you a quick look here. You got some cinnabar chanterelles, some wild garlic butter, and some spices. Top secret spices. Can't tell you what's in there, but it's gonna be delicious. And as soon as these mushrooms are just about done, we'll pull them off, and we'll get our steaks on there. So guys, we're out here today. No real reason really than just to hang out and have fun. We had some mushrooms, and we had an idea to come on out here and just hang out for the night, and that's pretty much it. we have been talking a little bit about possibly making our own camp. I think we're gonna maybe talk a little bit more about that in the future and see what we can do. Find a cool spot where we can come out and where actually people will take care of it, because this is kind of a mess. But I think it would be pretty cool to have our own camp to go to, and there's plenty of room in these forests to find a good location and set up and make a returnable place, you know. So anyway, maybe in the future you'll be seeing some camp build videos, maybe not, but for the time being now anyway, I'm just going to enjoy this beer. I showed you this guy once before. This is that grapefruit in wintertime. Yeah, we showed you this guy. It's delicious stuff. And I'll give you one more last peek of those mushrooms, and before we slap that steak on. And it's really good stuff.
Mushrooms are ready to go.
Oh, and they're going to be tasty. I wish there was such thing as smell-o-vision. Yeah. Oh, that was close. So there we go, guys. There's our dinner. Nice steak, wild garlic, and some cinnabar chanterelles. Doesn't get much better than this, my friends, I'm telling you. Sorry guys, that's it for me. Bedtime. So I'll see you in the morning while we're getting breakfast ready. Good night. Well, good morning, guys. Sun's coming up. It was a pretty decent night. It got down pretty cold last night, around 11 degrees. For those of my friends south of the border, I'll put that in Fahrenheit down the bottom here so you know what that is. Whew, I'm telling you, it was a cold night. And drinking beer when you're hammock camping probably isn't the best idea, considering I must have been up to go for a pee about 6 times last night, which was, you know, would have been better if I could just sleep. But, you know, when it's really cold out there, you don't want to be hopping out, hopping in, hopping out, hopping in all the time. But anyway, lesson learned. It was still a good time. And anyway, we got the fire started here. I'll give you a quick look at that in a second. And once we get some usable coals, we're going to go ahead and start making breakfast. We got some good things on the menu today. Got some eggs. We've got some English muffins. We got some cheese, and we got some Polish sausage. So I see some pretty damn good sandwiches in our future. So stick around, you'll see those in a minute. So we got the breakfast on. We've got some Polish sausage on the grill right now, and I got my coffee going. Jesse just heard some birds chirping, so we went to go take some pictures. Looks like we had some wood ducks, some kind of heron, and a woodpecker. So maybe he'll get some good shots with that, hopefully. So it was pretty interesting. There was a lot of the wood that we were finding around had been lying on the ground, wet. We didn't come around any manageable sized standing deads. So it just goes to show the benefits of keeping a little chunk of fat wood in your kit. I really didn't feel like doing all the work. It was just a fun day, not a bushcrafting, you know, test your skills, test your might day. It was just get out and get some fun in, some relaxation, have a coffee in the woods, enjoy the outdoors, and turned out to be pretty nice. And had a good sleep last night. Got down pretty cold though, I'll tell you that. So basically what we're doing here is we're going to take build up the sandwiches. We're going to put the tops back on them and fire them over the grill again, just to warm them back up, because we couldn't cook everything all at the same time. And then we should be in business, and this is going to be great.
Breakfast sandwiches of champions.
Oh yeah, look at that. So this was my first overnighter in my Alice pack. This trip was basically just to kind of investigate how it would be for an overnighter. All things considered, I think the pack works fine. It was comfortable. I really loaded it up with a lot of weight. I had 3 liters of water in here, 4 liters of water in here. My medical kit, my whole sleep system, my sleeping bag, my hammock, my tarp, Everything was on there. I had my ground cloth, a couple of clothing items, my knife, have my chance in hell strapped to the side here, my possibles pouch, had you know, gloves. I mean, it's a pretty complete kit right now. It's pretty full, but I do find that it's a little bit on the small side. There's some other things I would have liked to bring with me. I think maybe for a two-nighter where I would need to have an extra pair of clothes or have to carry a jacket with me or something like that. Last night I was sleeping in a sleeping bag that was rated for +7. All things considered, my body was comfortable enough with the under blanket, but it went down to 11 degrees, and that was probably the limit. I think anything colder than that, or if I had to deal with any wind at all, I think I would have been in trouble, to be honest. So, you know, if I'm getting a bigger sleeping bag than that, it would take up more in this pack, and that would be it. There wouldn't be any more room. The under blanket I had to strap to the front of the bag, as well as the grill and a few other things. I mean, the pack is great, but I think it's like a one-nighter or a day pack option for me anyway. So there's others out there that would go out with way less than I do, but I mean pretty much everything was taken up on my sleep system and my water bladder, and that was pretty much the whole container, and my mess kit and a little bit of food. It was it functions for a day out, but I think maybe if I didn't have to carry the water, that would have made a big difference, because that radio pouch on the inside actually takes up a lot of that space, where if I didn't have my water bladder in there, it would have worked out better. But maybe there's another option I can do to switch things up and actually have my water bladder in a different spot, but we'll see. So that's just a quick thoughts, my experience so far with the Alice pack. But all things considered, the mods that I put on there, the you know, the Molly 2 straps and the waist belt, kidney belt are awesome. Switching up the clips and putting on those quick disconnects instead of having those little metal things on there, it makes all the difference. This is probably the most important thing you could do to your kit. It makes it so much easier to get in and out. And so I guess that's about it. Breakfast is warming up quite nicely there, so I think we're gonna take a minute and eat, and then we'll probably eventually end up tearing down camp, doing a little poke around, and then heading on out. So you can see whoever was hiking around here or camping here did a pretty good job at, you know, making some things and setting up a nice camp, and you know, they got you know, the grill hanging there, so they come here often. They've got this little lean-to built over here for you know, for keeping their wood dry, or attempting to keep their wood dry anyway. And then they had this barrel here that was just covered in garbage, and so we went ahead and picked it all up and cleaned up the best we can. Unfortunately, a lot of the plastic we had to burn, and because we just couldn't pack out all of that, it was just way too much. Really unfortunate that somebody would put all that effort into building a camp to trash it full of garbage. Doesn't really make sense to me, but we got to hang out here for the night, had a good time, and now we're packing our way out. It's definitely hard to beat the colors of summer though. Yellow, purple, white, everything's just shining real nice out here. Beautiful spot. Finally found our way out of the bush, found the trail, so we're going back a different way. We had crossed the beaver dam to get in, but we didn't want to do it on the way out because it was extremely difficult, and if you go in, everything just gets worse from there. So I don't really know how deep it is. On one side it looks pretty deep, the other side looks really shallow, but it's best not to tempt the fates. So we're just gonna hit the trail, see if we can get any photos or any video of some birds and some critters on the way back, and we'll call that a day. So if something else pops up that looks pretty cool, I'll definitely come on back and give you a look, and if not, well, that'll be a thanks for watching. Get out, explore, and we'll we'll see you again soon, and hopefully we'll be able to get to do another overnighter pretty soon. Take care.